it's Cheryl Truesdale, and I am thrilled that you're here with me for this week's episode of Cheryl Shares TV, your station for inspiration. So this week, I have decided to stir the pot up again by talking about a bit of a controversial subject. It would appear that people hold some strong opinions when it comes to the topic of self-love. You've got one camp over here crying, narcissist! And way over here, you have another camp crying, you need to love yourself more. Who's right? Well, I say they're both right. Now, while I have seen my share of self-loving narcissists, I've seen way more people living unfulfilling and miserable lives because of a lack of self-love. While there is definitely a lot of suffering that results from the damage done by arrogant and egocentric people, I'd say more often is the suffering that results from people who dislike and even hate themselves. There is a lot of suffering caused by a lack of self-love. And I know of what I speak because of my own experience with self-hatred. So in this week's episode, I want to share 2 myths and 1 truth about self-love. And hopefully this will clear up all the controversy. Well, that might be stretching it a bit. So I thought you might find it interesting to know what motivated me to talk about the topic self-love. So what happened was in February, I posted some tweets about self-love. Get it? February, Valentine's Day, love. Anyway, I thought it was a good idea, but boy, was I surprised by some of the reactions I got. I found out that, like I said earlier, there are some people who hold some strong opinions about this topic, and they thought that I was way off base. Now, from my point of view, it was self-love that saved me from a very self-destructive lifestyle and is what actually helped me turn my life around. But apparently there is another viewpoint that I just wasn't aware of, and that's that self-love is actually self-absorption. And you know what? I think that's a fair judgment too. But I don't think one opinion has to negate the other opinion. I think instead of taking an either-or position, it would be better to take a both-and position. That way, maybe we can see the truth and the value of both sides. Sound good? Now, because I walked a few miles, a lot of miles, down the I hate myself road, I gained some really valuable insight about why it is important for you to love yourself. Now, if I wanted to live a happier life, meant I was going to have to challenge some of the myths I was believing about self-love. But boy, once I exposed these myths, it became so much easier for me to become a friend to myself. So if you realize that you need to care for yourself more, respect yourself more, and even know yourself more, then pay attention here, because what I'm about to share may be the very words you need to hear to start becoming a better friend to yourself, just like I did. So here are 2 of the myths about self-love that used to trip me up. Myth number 1, self-love is selfish. No, no, no! Self-love is not selfish. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever known anyone who regretted embracing the best parts of themselves? Because I've known many who have regretted its opposite. Think about that for a moment. What harm can actually come from liking the best parts of ourselves? I mean, you were created with those best parts on purpose, so obviously your creator thought they were important, and so should you. Please do me a favor and take some time to do a personal inventory on all the wonderful things about yourself. Now, if like me, you're a little hard on yourself, like I used to be, you know what? It might be hard to come up with a list, so do what I did. Think about all of the things other people have said to you or about you. And I want you to write these things down. I want you to have a list of the best parts of yourself. And I want you to place that list in a place that you regularly see it. Self-love of this kind is in no way selfish, my friend. And it could very well be the best thing you ever do for yourself. And for everyone else for that matter. Myth number 2, self-love is a vice. Again, no, self-love is not a vice. It's actually a virtue. Let me prove it to you. The fulfillment you feel when you love yourself is what frees you to genuinely love others with no strings attached. And here's why this happens. And I'm going to give you an example from my own life. So one of the devastating consequences of my self-hatred was my desperate need to get love from other people. Now, you may have heard the old adage, looking for love in all the wrong places. Yeah, that was me. And my constant need to get love is what caused me to make some pretty bad decisions that led me into some pretty bad circumstances. But once I started seeing the truth that loving myself was a positive thing and actually began loving myself, my eyes were open to a real harsh reality. So now, as I was loving myself, I was experiencing real love, and it showed me that what I thought was me loving other people wasn't really love at all. While it looked like I was loving them, I was just acting that way to get the love I so desperately needed from them. It looked like love, but really it was all about me. I was just giving to get back, and that is selfish. So it was a lack of self-love that caused me to be a taker of love and kept me from being able to be a genuine giver of love. So I hope you can see that a lack of self-love is actually a vice, as it perpetuates some pretty selfish behaviors, while self-love is a virtue because it's the only thing that can free you to genuinely love people. And it is only through loving yourself that you are freed from the desperate need to get love from other people. And what this meant for me was that I no longer found myself looking for love in all the wrong places. Hopefully, busting those 2 myths has cleared up some things for you. But you know what? I also mentioned that I was going to share one truth about self-love, so here it goes. Self-love is personally liberating and a blessing to those around you. When you become your own best friend, you become a better friend to the world. And I've seen evidence of this in my own life. Once I started loving myself, I became a better daughter, a better sister, a better friend, a better wife. When I love me, it makes it easier for me to love you. So there you have it, 2 myths and 1 truth about self-love. Now, I may have ruffled some feathers a bit, but you know what? That is totally okay. It is good for us to talk about controversial subjects while still respecting each other's opinions. And I would love to hear what you think about this episode. And you can let me know what you're thinking by leaving a comment over at CherylTruesdale.com. So, do you feel inspired now? If so, would you like to inspire someone? Someone you know who could use a little love, hope, and inspiration to brighten their day. Got someone in mind? Then all you need to do to make a difference in their life right now is simply share this video with them. And I'm honored that you joined me for this episode of Cheryl Shares TV. Now, to make sure you get your dose of inspiration every Tuesday, just head on over to CherylTruesdale.com and sign up for email updates. That way you will never miss an episode. And remember, you are amazing. You do matter. And you most certainly do deserve to live a happy life that you love. And I'll see you next week, my friend. Bye.